living a movie, not living by rules. It's just a movie, don't lose your cool.
Welcome back to movietrailerreviews.net. We're doing an auto review. Today's auto review is for the movie Chronicle. I thought it was pretty good. Round the table first. Let's get everybody's impressions of the movie. Fino, I know how Kevin thinks. Fino, we'll go with you.
It's exactly what the hell I wanted.
Kev?
Yo, the joint shocked me. It was good.
Yeah. I'm with you guys too. I really enjoy this movie. I didn't think I was when I first heard about it and saw the trailers for it, but closer I got to it, I was like, I think I might like this movie. When I saw it, and it shocked the hell out of me for being a damn good movie. The synopsis were 3 high school friends, which is kind of a misnomer because they're not really friends when they first meet. 3 high schoolers gain superpowers after making an incredible discovery. Soon, though, they find their lives spinning out of control and their bond tested as they embrace their darker sides. Let's go around and do what everybody liked and didn't like about this movie. Fina, I'm going to start with you.
The ending I didn't like.
You didn't like the ending?
Nah, because this film potentially could have been the first documentary shot, like, villain origin film, the way I look at it. It really could have. But they took the cheesy way out with the end and decided, to kind of give you a happier, more acceptable ending. And I was kind of like, not really feeling this Tibetan shit, but whatever.
What did you like
about the film?
Yeah.
Oh, everything else. The story build up, the way. You know what? One main question I had about this film was, okay, if it's shot like a documentary, is this dude going to be holding the camera the whole time?
Oh yes.
But once they figured out how to make that work, and every scene I was looking for the camera. I was like, okay, this is bullshit. Where is the camera that's filming him right now? And there is always a camera.
They always answer that question. It's
yes.
amazing. It's amazing. Keep going, because we'll just jump back. I think we're all going to have the same thing. To go for your camera issue, one thing I really loved about this is they did it's a found footage film type, that type of genre. I feel like this is one of the better ones they've done.
Of course.
Because they did it in a way that, one, they make you always know where the camera is. They use multiple different cameras, so it's not just the camera following one guy around.
It was real cool how they worked that into the story. How like the one girl was a blogger. I think towards the end you start seeing traffic cams, news cams. Yeah. I really like how they put all that together.
I just like how they brought the whole like Apple New Age into this shit at the end. Like this dude could not use his powers without being filmed. He was egotistical as shit. Like he just could not wreak havoc on this city without it being filmed, which I thought was hilarious. So I love the way I'm not going to spoil it, but I love the way they shoot like the final battle scene in the sky. I thought that was awesome.
It's great the way they did that. I mean, and you don't get that. Okay, go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the same thing. Speaking on that same notion about like the way the guy was with the cameras, the cast of this movie, like that was like the biggest thing I had like inkling going out. I was like, man, this cast could really make it suck. These 3 dudes like made every aspect of the story work. They all seem believable.
I think
in this kind of situation, and I was kind of blown away by that.
I think I might speak for everybody when I say this, that this movie actually did this movie make everybody hate Red Tails even more, because Michael B. Jordan did a great job in this movie, and he was in
that's what I was trying
Red
to tell
Tails.
You.
And you're right.
That's what I was trying to tell you. I was like, Michael B. Jordan can act.
Well, you know what?
He had bad directing. Like he had no scenes.
I take it. Yeah, it's not that he was badly directed. He was not used. Just like Leslie Lamar Odom Jr. in the first one, Leslie Odom Jr. in the first movie, he wasn't used. He was not used enough in Red Tails. They instead of using people that have talent, the black actors that had talent, they went the easy route, using people that either didn't get enough direction or weren't good enough to carry the performances they had. Michael B. Jordan plays Steve Montgomery in this movie, and he does an excellent job as Steve Montgomery in this movie.
He should have been a main character in Red Tails. He should have been a main character.
Yeah,
he should have been a main character in Red Tails. And not to mention, like, if you have any qualms about Michael B. Jordan, whether he can act or not, watch like 3 episodes of the show Parenthood, where he plays like a young black recovering alcoholic who runs a homeless center. It sounds ridiculous because he's only 18, but I tell you this, he's one of the most memorable characters on this series, which is in its 3rd season, and he was only in it for maybe 3 or 4 episodes. he can act his ass off, man. This is Wallace from The Wire. These dudes can act.
Yeah, he was doing a great job in this movie.
Another thing about this movie they really got to me in a good way is the fact that how they explained everything as far as them developing their powers. They didn't just come out and say, you know what, hey, he's now invulnerable or anything else. They actually went about explaining how they did it. Because I think they were in one scene where he's like, you know what, just imagine that there's a field around your body. It'll protect you. And you know what, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it took an intelligent approach to actually getting powers and like how they actually progress.
This might be one of the best superpowered origin stories I've
seen. I'm telling you, it could have been an origin story, but the way they ended it, it's not an origin story. It is a found footage documentary film, and this had the potential to be a crazy, like fuck a hero film, a crazy ass villain origin story.
You know why they didn't do that? You know why I think they didn't do it? And this might shock some. It shocked me when I saw it. You know what this movie cost to make? 15 mil.
I'm not surprised at that at all, because as nice as the effects look, like you can tell with the CGI isn't like Transformers level or anything like that. When they're in the sky and stuff, it doesn't look bad, but it does look cheap.
Yeah, it does look cheap, but think about, I look at it like this. They made an excellent movie on 15 mil that actually, and they don't skimp on the effects. These motherfuckers are using their powers. They do it in such a way that you still see them using their power. They did it on the cheap for 15 mil. Imagine if they had the Red Tails budget, or they had they doubled the budget.
No, I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they didn't.
You're right. That's also the other thing too. It's like the problems I have with this film, I feel like if they're not really problems to me, because I feel like if they did these things, it might not have been as good as it was.
Nope. I just believe that if they'd have had more money, they would have tried to do more unbelievable shit. And one of the funniest things that I kept hearing about this was, at the end it just gets ridiculous. And I'm watching it and I'm like, no, this is pretty fucking believable that this is what would happen if this dude was this upset and he was that powerful.
See, I kind of agree with that, because I did kind of think like their whole reactions with each other and everything on that whole ending sequence. To me, it just felt it was like either just a little too emotional, or they were just like milking it a little too much. After a while, I was like, you know what, all right, I get you're upset. You know, stop yelling Steve's name, whatever, yada yada yada. Let's keep it moving. I mean, that's the kind of feeling I had with it. It did feel a little over the top, a little cheesy at certain points on the end, but it didn't really detract from the film.
See, it didn't feel cheesy to me, because this is a kid who they really tried, like the dude that ends up being the villain, they really tried to help this guy. Like, and he had a horrible situation. You know, he has, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but he had a really bad, like, living situation, home situation. And that final scene, like, with his pops, that would have made any motherfucker decide that I'm destroying everybody. Like, fuck life, I'm killing everybody. And I was like, I got that. And this kid was really, Michael B. Jordan's character, what happens with him, I think, I liked it. I like the way they did it.
I was just talking to Kev about this before you got on. I was like, you know what? I was kind of a smidgen upset about how, but I was like, when you think about in the grand scheme of how the story was going, it had to happen and it had to be him.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
that's the character that he was presented as in the opening to the film. He was just a character that was added. He really wasn't a tight friend.
Yeah, you know the thing that got me too, that I really enjoyed about this film, is that it's a found footage film, but they actually have character development. Yes. And the characters are actually developed for you, and you actually understand. And this is why I said at the beginning, well, you'll find in the film that they present it as three high school, but they're not really high school friends. You know, two of them are cousins, and obviously Michael B. Scott's character Steve Montgomery is just another person. But they're not really all friends. They kind of develop this friendship through getting their powers. And the other thing, too, is they're high school students. To me, this is a film shows you exactly how high school students would really react and act if they had powers. That scene where they went to the mall was probably one of the funniest scenes I've seen ever, and it made sense. It's like there's certain things that they do that you're like, oh, this is what high school students would do. High school students would make rules, say we can't use our things in public, and then what do they do? Right after they make that rule, they go out and use their powers in public. That's what they would, because they're high school students. Like when I saw some people talking about the movie, and they were like, well, you know, some of the stuff was just unbelievable. I don't think that the high school students. I was like, yeah, they would. To me, take out the powers and give them the internet. High school students on the internet, free reign, do whatever they want. What happens? They get in trouble.
Complete moron.
Now you give high school students the ability to have superpowers, and basically what you had is you had three different people use them in kind of three different ways. You really only focus on the guy's name was Dane DeHaan was Andrew. He's the guy that the main character that has the camera. You mainly focus on him, but you also get to see a little bit of what Steve Montgomery and Matt Garrity, what they use their powers for. And to me, it's incredible. It's incredible that they do all this in 83 minutes.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest things about it was that in that trailer, like, granted, you really couldn't really get a sense of how these guys were really going to act on film, and they kind of just come out and show you which guy is more than likely going to be the evil one out of the three that goes all crazy and shit in the trailer. But all throughout watching this movie, I was always on his side because, like, you know, I empathize with him, like the shit that he was going through. Like, you know, I felt sorry for him, and that's one thing I really liked about this movie is that, you know, I knew he was probably going to be the villain, but, you know, maybe like 10, 20 minutes into the movie, I felt everything that he was going through. Like, I agreed with him.
I'll tell you this, it was pretty hard. Like, at the beginning, I was right with him. Like, I could understand, you know, you becoming the person that you're going to become because of these powers. But I really had no sympathy for him at one point because after a certain incident, I had no sympathy because there was no reason for him, for that to happen. Yeah. And it just happened because he couldn't control his anger.
Yeah,
you know
and I had that same feeling too, but I think mine, like, I really didn't stop giving a fuck or even like giving up on this kid until close to the end of the movie when he just really started going, when shit just gets batshit insane.
You know what it is to me? It's like again, it's amazing that you get this kind of feeling from a character that you meet in a found footage film for 83 minutes. I mean, it's unbelievable that they're able to develop this character that way.
Well,
but
he had the camera.
Yeah.
Like we talk about character development with the other two guys, but let's be honest, like, there wasn't much you got from Michael B. Jordan and his cousin, and you got more from the cousin towards the end because of the havoc that was being wreaked. Right. Other than that, they were cliche high school students. Mm-hmm. You know, the outcast, the weed smoker that's popular, and just the popular, the nice smile, the guy with the nice smile in school. You know, like that's kind of what was laid out.
Well,
now.
But then Andrew was also then the stereotypical, you know, outcast kid. So they were all kind of stereotypes, but you still get, even though the camera's following him around, you know, I've seen these films where the guy has a person having the camera or carrying the camera or is being followed by the camera, and you still don't kind of feel for them. Like, they die. Like, I remember watching, I like watching Quarantine. You know, I watch Quarantine. When those motherfuckers die in Quarantine, I give no fucks, though, because you don't feel for them. In Chronicle, you see Andrew's ups and downs, and you know when he finally gets up and starts having success, you're just waiting for him to fall again because you know something bad's going to happen to him again, and you're just like, what's going to happen? Right? And, yeah, it's just like it goes. You know, when it goes bad for him, it goes bad. Like, it goes bad, and it just goes down. Like, what really finally? It's really something that's noble that actually makes him snap. That really makes him snap. You know. Mm-hmm. He does something before, but he's still kind of not 100% there as being completely gone.
You can't, you know, if there's just psychological feel to it that these guys need more help than just be given to them by some some high school kids, man. Like, that kid needed therapy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, that was just it was a bad turnout of a situation. Like, and that's how easily shit can get fucked up.
Absolutely. I mean, I honestly think, I mean, I went in. I didn't go in with low hopes, but
really?
I didn't because I knew that because I knew it was getting good reviews. So I didn't go in low hopes. But I know before this week though, I was like, it might be okay, it might be decent. When I went in, I was like, well, maybe it's not as good as people are saying it is. But when I went out, I was still shocked. I was still like, wow, this still. I had a little bit higher hopes because it was getting good reviews. But I came out and I was like, I was very satisfied, and I sat there trying to think about what I would change. And like I said, everything I came up with changing, I don't think would have made it a better film. I think it actually might have hurt the film, to be perfectly honest.
I was amped to see this. Like, I went to see this at 10:20 in the morning. I wanted to see it yesterday. I was so amped about this film. And like I said, I was completely satisfied. Like, if I'd have seen this in January, this would have been number 2 behind, The Gray.
I think I'm not alone saying this, that I think that this might end up, and I say this as a person who's looking forward to the Avengers and wants it to be, this might end up being the best superpower movie this year.
I'm not opposed to that because I've seen what they do with films that have $100 million budgets and it's not as impressive.
Right.
I'm just this. You know what? If anything, if I have any holdups with this film, it's the fact that they did make X-Men look like a piece of shit. They really did, man. With that cheap ass Sky game, and these dudes just having fun with it. Like, yo, the one scene where this dude decides, fuck everybody, I'm doing what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm sorry, but
That shit was awesome.
But
I've never seen anybody in an X-Men film go that hard with their power.
But even then, even outside of that, just the little simple things when they're actually just discovering their power and playing around with them, they're fucking hilarious. Like when they first start actually testing out their powers and they're throwing the baseball around. Yeah. Oh, that scene was hilarious. It was
and even then, like the one scene from the trailer with the teddy bear.
Yeah,
I saw that trailer so many freaking times.
Right.
That shit was still hilarious when I watched it.
Because you know why? Because they left stuff out.
Yeah,
they didn't show you everything in the trailer.
Yeah, they did. And I'm telling you, the movie is just it's great. And I'm saying this to somebody. I will probably enjoy Avengers. I will probably enjoy The Amazing Spider-Man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, they will probably not be as good as this movie. And I'm saying that as a fan of both of those movies, that they have a big task ahead of them because this movie does everything it needs to do, and it doesn't do much more. It comes in, gives you a story, you jump right into it. There's really not the beginning is slow for maybe 10 minutes, but after that, there's nothing slow about this movie. There's nothing slow. And I love the fact, one of the great things I love about this being a found footage film, is that they do not, the biggest problem I have with things like Cloverfield and things like that is when there's action on screen, you can't see it because of the shaky camera and they try to avoid, they kind of tease you too much. They don't do that in here. You see everything.
Now this dude is fighting and he actually moves the camera closer.
Yeah. He zooms in so you can see that shit. I mean, it's, it's unbelievable. All right, let's go ahead and give our ratings. Phenom, what do you give it?
Man, I got to give it a 5 out of 5 because I've been wanting for them to make a film like this. And like I said, the only holdup I have is that it could have been a villain origin story and they didn't go that direction. Mm-hmm. The ending was a little sappy, but I'm still buying this. When it comes on DVD, I'm getting it. Kev?
Same thing. Well, I'm going to go 4. Probably little things about it just irritated me here towards the end of the movie with the ending, but I would definitely go pay to go see this again. I probably will go see it again.
Yeah, you know what? I spent all day, when we said we were going to do this review today, I spent, when I saw it on Friday and we said we were going to try to do something this weekend, I was spending all that time trying to figure out what I didn't like about this film. The truth of the matter is, I really can't find anything. I gotta give it a 5.
Don't make nothing up, man.
I gotta give it a 5.
Trying to do that.
Exactly. I can't. It wasn't even trying to make something up, just something that bothered me. It was nothing. Even when they had a little side story with the cousin and with Matt and the girl, even that wasn't annoying because they didn't do it to the point of being annoying.
But it had a purpose.
And it had a purpose. And it had a purpose. Right. It's like everything they did in this film because they kept it so short had a purpose, man. It's like. Between this and The Gray, I've really got to start looking for some of the smaller movies out there that really weren't on the radar that might make 2012 a great year. I mean, we know the blockbusters are going to be out there, but man, it really has hope for some of these smaller, short movies out there, of being a great movie year, man. I think it was great. Anybody else got anything else?
No,
go see this.
Go see this fucking movie.
Oh yeah, don't run. I mean, don't walk, run to see this movie. Fuck it. Use your powers and fly if you can, to go see this fucking movie.
In hyperdrive.
In hyperdrive. Can I say again? There's little things that they do in this movie too. You gotta hear the catchphrases. At one point, they say T-bowing. They say hyper. There's a bunch of little things they say and that's what made the film fun. That they would say these little phrases and they would talk to each other like you would think that cool, like high school kids or even jerks like us would talk to each other. If we had powers, it's just how they would talk to each other, and it was just awesome, man. Awesome. Going to hyperdrive. It's just it was just silly shit, man. It's awesome. Definitely go see this movie. So, again, this has been their movie review for Chronicle, out in theaters now. You can find the rest of our movie reviews on movietrailerreviews.net. Till next time, we're out here. Peace.
Get your act together. My life's a movie. I leave you in that act forever. My life's like a movie. My life's like a movie. My life's like a movie.